So we're just going to jump right into it. It's Wednesday. It's day 72, and I am sitting at McDonald's with my friend John. Those of you that listen to this in order know that I left a brief one up earlier saying that I'd had technical difficulties, and so the option was to have lunch with John and talk about Big Brothers. Big Brother. He said he doesn't have any questions, but we'll see how that works. Say hi, John.
Hi, John.
There you go. All right, so I put a brief list here. It's Wednesday. It's a slow day in the house. Yesterday was a slow day in the house too. There's the fallout from. So for John, who I didn't see yesterday, and you were listening to yesterday's podcast today. So, Vincent did use the power veto. I'm sorry. Morgan used the power veto. Vincent renominated Lauren. This is the whole deal. It was all about that. And so that was going against everything that Vincent wanted to do, and he's having to juggle these two relationships with Lauren and Morgan. And but he went through with it. And as soon as he went through with it yesterday he was feeling terrible that he did this to Lauren. And now, overnight, late night, Morgan is regretting that she even used it. She wanted to use it. It's so easy to have that regret after the fact. After the fact, oh, I shouldn't have done it. Yeah. I don't want to do it. I did it. Oh, I shouldn't have done it. That's where we're at. So Morgan was all crying, upset. Stupidest move I ever made. Now, some people say it's a dumb move because it gave Vinny the opportunity to put up one of his alliance members, which makes him show like he's a strong player. So it doesn't help Vinny's game, the fact that he was able to do this, as long as Lauren stays. So we're down to 7. This is where I have to do the math. We're 4 votes. 4 votes to win, which means there's 3 people. Yes, we're at 7. So we're at 7. Vinny has still managed to juggle Lauren and Morgan. You're cracking up. John is sitting here cracking up. Why are you cracking up, John?
Because I don't do math in my head either, right? I'm a musician. I can't count to 4.
Okay. So he's got his 2 people. He still managed to carry them along up until right before the power veto meeting. Lauren was going like, "If you do this, that's it. I'm done with you." And then yesterday, after he did it. Monday after he did it, she said, "Yeah, I was never going to. I couldn't do that to you." So so she's still on board with him. He's still got both of them. But he is managing this, and people online, and I'm telling this for John's sake. Some of you know that people online hate Vinny because he is so wishy-washy and quote weaselly, and I'm just looking like, man, eye on the prize. If you get that $750,000, I don't care how you get it. There's that saying that Jeff used to always ask, do you want to win and be hated or lose and be loved? If I'm Vinny, I'll win and be hated. I'll take that $750,000, and you can call me a weasel all you want. I'll go like, this weasel has $750,000 more than you do, sir or ma'am. Now, does he have a girlfriend is the question, because he has a girlfriend of 7 years who's been watching this whole stuff go on. And I can't show John on my phone, but they've been sleeping. She's been sleeping up in the bedroom. And did you see the bit where I talked about how they have to sleep in the same bed together?
Yes.
So every night they're sleeping in the same bed together. They're sleeping in the same bed together overnight tonight or last night. Again, with Morgan sleeping one direction and Vinny sleeping the other direction, because that makes it better, and a pillow wall between them. But night before last, Vincent kind of crossed that pillow wall. He moved and crossed it and was hugging her because she was crying and upset. So I didn't see him cross the pillow wall today, but I have done some Photoshops where I have done walls of pillows.
So he was hugging her feet?
No, he flipped directions.
That'd be very comforting, right?
He moved a foot a bit and was giving her a hug because she was crying. I don't watch it. I don't care. Some people are very passionate about this stuff. I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to get too wound up on it. Other than I don't like when I see people. On the other hand, I'm more sympathetic towards Lauren, who's she's 23 now. She just had her birthday. So as a 23-year-old girl, Vince is in his 30s. I'm not implying anything improper between them, but she's naive. She appears naive. She appears little she's the little girl in the house, and people make a nursery rhyme. They'll be on tonight's show. There's a 2-hour show tonight. Zingbot makes some joke about nursery rhymes with her, like she's a little kid. And of course, Morgan, Vincent's other ally, she's in her 30s as well. So there's a big age gap here. 10 years is a lot between 20s and 30s. And there's a lot of people online that aren't very sympathetic towards Lauren's plight and her and crying and being upset. They're like, just toughen up kind of thing. I'm sympathetic. I feel bad for her. I said it on the Lost podcast that no one but me will have ever heard. I said it as I was driving right outside this building, John, for reference. I was talking about how I'm fairly, and you may be able to vouch for this, I'm fairly sympathetic towards most house guests. There's people that really have a hard, I hate this one, I can't stand this. There's only one that I'm like, if any of them win, there's only one that I would think, no, they shouldn't have won, and that's Kelly. Kelly's the only one. Every other one is like, whatever. If they win, great, good for them. I'm not hating them. I don't hate Vince. I don't hate Lauren. I don't hate Morgan. I don't hate Ashley. They're all good, all of them. Kelly, you know. I jokingly said I wouldn't give her my address if I met her in person. You know, someone else online joked and said, don't let her get a lock of your hair either. She makes witchcraft jokes. So, thank you for the laugh, John. Anyways.
Mike held up an applause sign
yes,
right there.
Yes, I'm holding it up right now. So, this is where I have completely lost my train of thought. And John will vouch for me. I even wrote down what I was going to talk about, and I haven't looked at it once. So, Lauren's been upset. Maybe Vince is torn in both directions. Morgan's been crying, I made the bad move. Vince is like, everyone hates me. That's the typical drama. Keanu is still fighting to, thinks he's going to manage to do it. The whole thing comes down to tomorrow night with a double eviction. They don't know if it's a double, but they suspect it is now. The whole thing comes down to the first vote. If there's still the Battle of Blockbuster competition, and one of them is going to come down, either Kelly, Keanu, or Lauren. If it comes down to Lauren and anybody, supposedly that we got the votes to keep Lauren in the house. But just overnight now, Morgan was saying to Vinny, just say, what if we have to vote Lauren out? To Vincent. It's like, in what world are we suddenly, we've all agreed, I agreed to renominate Lauren because you promised me she was safe. This is not said, this is all you promised, Ashley promised to vote out whoever is up against Lauren. That's 2 people. That's all I need. I can break the tie. But now you are suddenly throwing out, let's just say that we have to vote Lauren out. I mean, if I was Vincent, he's like, well, that'll be a really tough decision, really tough thing to do. And it's like, that's all Vincent does. That's how Vincent deals with these questions. Whereas in his brain, he has to be thinking like, wait, what? In a real world, you would say, wait a minute, you said you wouldn't do that, but he's playing the game of I can't upset her, so I have to go along with whatever she says. Like, well, maybe, and that's I think what makes people call him a weasel, because he doesn't confront these things, but he's navigating that. Got to keep those two people going. So we'll see tomorrow night, but we'll talk about that more tomorrow morning. But that's more of what has gone on. That is Morgan not sleeping, staying up all night, sleeping for a couple of hours. They're probably getting up about now, or they just got woken up probably. So there's a double eviction tomorrow. The wall of pillows I talked about. Talking about Kelly making it to the final. So here's another thing that has come up lately. There's concern by probably Ashley. I'm not even sure even who's concerned about it, but of the 3 women sticking together. And those 3 women are Ava, who was just taken off the block, Kelly, who's the wild card, and Lauren. Those 3 are going to stick together, and they've talked about the fact that if we stick together, if all 3 of us make it through this next round tonight or tomorrow night, we can kind of run the game. And now I think that's where Lauren is coming from. It's like, maybe I need to get rid of Lauren, even if it's Lauren versus Keanu. Maybe I need to get rid of her so that there aren't 3 women that I'm not tight with at the other side of this. We'll see. Okay, that covers the Morgan sleep deprivation. And the only other thing that I have on my list, which I didn't, if I don't remember talking about at the beginning, was Ashley's promise to Vincent. Did I talk about that, John? You don't remember it. Good. So that's okay. You're good enough.
You know,
So-
it's much
Yes?
harder to pretend to ignore you in person across
Yes.
than when I'm listening to your podcast episodes every day in my car on the way to work.
Thank you for paying attention. So, the only reason I bring that up is this whole thing last night. I've been watching very limited feeds. I told John this earlier. I've been doing other things. I'm a bit burnt out, and right now there isn't a whole lot going on that isn't a wash, rinse, repeat thing. But one of the things I did catch last night, and I think BB Lion is the one that posted it on Blue Sky, was a shot of Ashley talking to just the camera and saying, "You're out of here, Keanu. You're a terrible game player. I will not be voting for you no matter what to go tomorrow. I will not be voting for you to stay. She'll be voting him out," is what she's implying tomorrow. And that was one of the bones of contention if you go back to Sunday night, because Ashley had said, Ashley and Vincent were talking, and they had a household room, and Vincent was at this point trying to decide who he was going to put up, and Ashley was his other option. His options were to put up Lauren or Ashley, and Ashley said, "If you put up Lauren, I promise that if it comes down to Keanu and Lauren Thursday night, I will vote out Keanu." She said, "I really don't want to do that, and I wasn't going to do that unless you asked." Because she was like, "I'd rather vote out Keanu, and worst case, it's a tie for you." But Vincent wanted everything lined up so he could tell Lauren, without a doubt, "You are safe," which is what he did, which is what he told her. But then people started to doubt that, well, maybe they're going to flip the vote. And they still may. They still may flip the vote. They still may vote out Lauren if it's Keanu and Lauren on Thursday. But Ashley, the attorney, who said she's playing dumb, she did. I watched the video. I recorded the video. I posted it. She looked at him Sunday night and said, "I wasn't going to do this, but since you asked, I will keep Lauren safe." That's what she said. "I will keep Lauren safe." Some people read that, I think, as she could still vote for Keanu and make it a tie. It's like, you can't tell somebody they're going to be safe and then vote for the other person. That to me was an affirmation that I will vote out. And then she said it to the camera last night, and to me it's like, okay, now there are still people who are saying that she's going to change her mind again, but I don't know. But that was my thing on Ashley. That's why I think that Lauren is safe tomorrow. But we're more than 24 hours away from tomorrow night's eviction, so who knows? And I think with that, John, that's all I got.
Well done, sir.
I'm going to sign off. How long was this? We're not as long. I missed 3 minutes worth because mine was 15 minutes before this point, but that's okay. There was a lot more of uhs and stumblings and repeating myself. So thank you for listening. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm signing off. Bye-bye.